Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Learn Smart. In the previous video, we talked about cell theory and organization of chromosomes. And in this video, we're gonna talk about eukaryotic cells and organization of chromosomes. Okay, so let's start with eukaryotic cells. So in the previous video, that was a lecture 2. We said that eukaryotic cells are cells with a true nucleus. Okay, so they have membrane. Okay, they can be multicellular and unicellular organisms. Okay, so with the eukaryotic cells, we will start with some organelles in the eukaryotic cells. Okay, so which we will start with nucleus. Okay, so the nucleus. Okay, so the nucleus. The nucleus is a 2-unit membrane. It's a structure that has a 2-unit membrane with a fluid space. Okay, so one fact is that it's a 2-unit membrane. Unit membrane with a fluid space. Okay, and it also has nuclear pores present. Nuclear pores are present. Okay, and the outer membrane may be discontinuous with endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so the outer membrane of the nucleus could also be discontinuous with endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and the function of the nucleus is what? Is to pass on traits from their parents to their offsprings. Okay, it contains the DNA. Okay, the DNA is like the codes, the blueprint of the organism. Okay, so that's the main function of the nucleus. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is chromatin. The chromatin. Okay, so when you talk about chromatin, it's a complex long DNA strand wrapped around protein. Okay, and when the chromatin is condensed, is then that becomes chromosomes. Okay, so a condensed chromatin is called chromosome. Condensed chromatin is called chromosome. Okay, and the function of the chromatin is that it contains instructions that control all metabolism and heredity. Okay, contains instructions for metabolism and heredity. Okay, so the next one is the nucleolus. Okay, so the nucleolus. So when we talk about the nucleus is a non-membranous, which means it has no membrane. Okay, non-membranous matrix of RNA and protein. Okay, so one fact about it is that it has no membrane. Okay, so no membrane. And it contains RNA. And the function of the nucleus is that instructions in DNA are copied here. Okay, and that instruction, the process is called ribosomal synthesis. So instructions in the DNA are copied into the nucleus, and it also works with ribosomes in synthesis of protein. Okay, so this ribosome is an organelle that synthesizes what protein, and so the nucleus works with the ribosome to synthesize protein. Okay, so that's it with some of the organelles in eukaryotic cells in their function. Okay, so we are moving on to organization of chromosomes. Okay, so chromosomes are made up of DNA protein complexes called chromatin that is organized into subunits called nucleosomes. Okay, and the way in which eukaryotes compact and arrange their chromatin not only allows a large amount of DNA to fit in a small space, but it also helps regulate gene expression. Okay, so what is the correct order of chromosome organization? So if you ask this question, in the arrangement from largest to smallest, okay, so you start from genome. Okay, genome is the largest, so genome. Then you go to chromosomes. Then you move to gene. Then you move to nucleotide. So nucleotide is the smallest. Okay, you got to put this in your head. And another thing you have to know is that, like, the fact about chromosome is that they vary in structure. The position of the centromere determines the length of the relative arms. Okay, so I'll draw a chromosome and I'll show you this part, like the centromeres and the satellite. And there is a presence of the satellite, and the satellite helps in the description of the chromosomes. Okay, so the position of the centromere determines the relative arms, and the presence of satellite or knob helps to describe the chromosome. Okay, so a typical chromosome has a centromere, and the centromere is the position on a chromosome at which the spindle fibers attach during cell division, and it divides the chromosome into two arms. The centromere is the last part of the chromosome to divide during cell division. Okay, so the centromere is the last part of the chromosome to divide during cell division. So you have to put this in your head. Okay, so now let's go to some classification of chromosomes. Okay, according to the position of the centromere. Okay, so let's have this as a chromosome. Okay, let's have this as a chromosome. You have the centromere here in the middle like this, okay, and these are the arms. Sorry for my drawing. So these are the arms, okay. So this is the chromosome, and you see this is the full length, but the chromosome divides the arms of the arms of the chromosome, okay. So the position of this chromosome here will determine the relative length, the length of this, okay. And it has the satellite here, okay. So this is the satellite. So this is what we are talking about, that's the position of the centromere. Okay, so this is the centromere, and this is the satellite. Yes, this is it. So the position of centromere determines the relative length of the arm length of the chromosome. Okay, hope you understand it. When we talk about the classification of chromosomes, we have metacentric, submetacentric, acrocentric, telocentric, and acentric. And the metacentric chromosome, you have the centromere dividing the chromosome into equal lengths, which makes it form the V shape at anaphase. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Let's say this is the full length of it. You have it in the middle here. Okay, so the centromere divides the chromosome into two equal parts. So devices, which makes it form the V shape, something like this. Okay, like this. You see this V shape. It divides it into two, but I don't know what you get. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. Sorry. So something like this. Okay. So this is where the centromere is divided into two equal parts. Okay. So the submetacentric, instead of it to be in the middle here, it rather comes somewhere here, like this half of the chromosome. This centromere rather comes here, so it becomes something like this. Okay, so instead of it to be here, it comes somewhere here. You see? So this is the submetacentric, and it forms the L shape, something like this. Okay, something like this, and the centromere lies here. Okay, so yes, that's it for the submetacentric. And the acrocentric, is the one that has no centromere there. Okay, the acrocentric has no centromere, and the acrocentric is the one that has it's close to the tip. Okay, so something like this, something like close to the tip. It leaves a small space for here. And the telocentric is the one that has it at the tip, like this. And the acentric is a fragment. It has no centromere. Okay, so it has no centromere. So this one forms the I shape. Okay, it is at the terminal.